Like if you can start to just shift that thinking around how you talk to yourself and how you see yourself, then you will change the way you behave.
You're listening to Say It Anyway, the podcast for people who know they're meant for more and are done holding back. I'm Maggie Marcus, and here we talk courage, self-trust, and what it takes to lead yourself, even when it scares the hell out of you.
I'm on day 70 of my 90-day challenge of posting talking heads on social media. And right now I'm a bit sick, I'm congested, I'm tired, and I was thinking about it today, like in doing this 90-day challenge, I have not missed a single day. Yet we are given 5 days of grace. Like you can miss up to 5 days and still win the bet, essentially. You know, I've put $2,000 on the line if you haven't heard me talk about this before. But even though I've got that 5 days of grace, I haven't taken one. Not because I can't and not because I don't believe in rest days, but because somewhere along the way, something shifted in me. Like I remembered who the hell I am. Like when I put my mind to something, I am unstoppable. Like I have always been. When I truly decide something, I'm doing it. 5 days of grace doesn't matter to me. I'm like, I am going to do every single day, you know? And maybe there's something to be said around ego when it comes to that, because I want to be able to say I did the whole 90 days. But I think deeper is like this commitment to myself that I said I was going to do it. And there has just not been a good enough reason to me to miss a day. Like I can do it. I believe that I can. Although there have been times where I was sick, I actually lost my voice maybe about a week or so into starting the challenge. I got so sick I lost my voice. I still did the damn thing. You know, I went on a camping trip, didn't have any Wi-Fi, figured it out. Went on a spontaneous trip to New York, figured it out. I'm sick again. I'm still doing it. It's like now I'm on day 70. There's what, 20 days left? That's nothing in comparison to how far I've come. And there's just no way I'm going to miss a day now. You know? I mean, like, think about something that you really want, like something that you have even been wanting for a while now. And I want you to really think about how many times, even this week, you've renegotiated with yourself. Like whether you were going to do the work towards it today, whatever it is that needs to get done, whether, you know, maybe the timing wasn't right, whether you felt ready, whether something else got in the way, there was like a conflict of some sort, whether you contemplated if it was even worth it. And I want to lovingly say this to you, if that's happened, that's not commitment. If you let it get in the way, that wasn't commitment. That was you wanting it. There's a desire there. But desire and commitment are not the same thing. You know? Like, I'm over here, I'm telling you guys, 70 days, like, it's not been easy. And I know, like, that there's a part of me that's like, I'm not quitting on this. And even though I have the grace, like, it's just, I'm not doing it, right? Like, I've come this far. I remember, and I realized today, I was thinking about, I was like, dude, I have always been this way. I remember, like, in the middle of my workouts, I'd be like in a conditioning workout where, you know, you're going for a certain amount of time, right? Like, it's like, say, like a 10, 15-minute workout where you're straight just going. And I would feel a bit tired and I'd want to slow down. And I remember the inner dialogue in my mind has always been, I am nothing if I'm not consistent. I don't know where it came from, but I would always say that to myself because I do CrossFit, and, you want to sort of keep the same level of intensity in your rounds as you complete like the overall time, so that you can keep a good pace. And a lot of people come out of the gate steaming hot and like die halfway through. But the smart athletes, what I've learned through like competing and stuff is like to pace myself and to go at a pace that allows me to stay consistent. So I don't know why, but that's always popped up in my head. And I realized like I have always applied that mentality to everything that I decided that I was going to do. Like I've been unstoppable. Like now, the only times that I haven't been successful in this is I realized looking back, I didn't fully decide because fear got in the way. But when I have decided and I said, I'm going to do this thing, I did it. Right? I remember saying like my first time, I was like, I'm going to compete in a CrossFit competition. And I did that damn thing. I won first place. I trained hard. I trained twice a day. I had a coach that supported me, who taught me a lot, and I did it. When I said I was going to start a podcast, I filmed the first episode the next day. When I decide, I am a damn force. And this is what's cool, is like, there's a part of me that's always known that about me. But today I realized, because I was like, I'm not going to miss, even though I'm not feeling that hot today, I'm not going to miss doing my video for the day. And I'm not going to not do my podcast, even though I just didn't feel like doing it. And granted, I gave myself some grace, man. I watched Ted Lasso and ate breakfast this morning. Like, I was like, I'm going to give myself a little time to chill, and then I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. There's the balance, right? I really believe in that, because I do believe in rest. I do believe in listening to your body. I'm not saying to just like hunker down and push past all of it, but I'm saying that when you make a commitment, are you being in integrity, like with yourself? Have you actually decided that you are going to do the thing? Because there is a difference between wanting and deciding. And a lot of us want things. We want to get a certain amount of listeners and downloads for our podcast. We want to write a book. We want to become a speaker. We want to start a business. But that is not the same as actually deciding it. When you merely want something, like the desire is in you, and that's beautiful. I love that the desire is in you. But when it's just a want, it becomes very easy to negotiate with yourself. Should I do this today? Is it the right time? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe when I feel ready. Oh no, something got in the way. I don't think I can do that right now. I'll have to push it off. And of course, there's very real circumstances. Emergencies happen. Things happen. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, when you are negotiating with yourself out of a place of fear and procrastination and avoidance, whatever it is, like when it's coming from that place versus a very real like situation is occurring, and like it just logically makes sense that you've got to hold off on something. I'm going to leave that one to you, because you know the difference. I think you can very easily justify to yourself and like rationalize that something got in the way and it just doesn't make sense to do it today, and you can push it down the line. But I think even when you do that, there's a part of you, I hope, that deep down knows like that you're bullshitting yourself. I don't know how else to tell you guys that. I'm feeling spicy lately. This is just where we're at. But I'm going to leave that one to you, because you've got to, like deep down, if you're honest with yourself, if you're really kicking it down the road, there's something that I think in the body or something within that just recognizes you are repeating a pattern. You are repeating a cycle. But when you truly decide, the negotiation goes away. The conversation is over. It's like the only question now is like, how do I do it? like with this challenge with the videos, I didn't wake up every day and ask myself, am I going to do the challenge today? Am I going to film a video? No, that decision was made 70 days ago. Now the only question is, how do I make it happen? You know, even when I was camping, right? It wasn't like, oh, well, am I going to do the video? No, it was like, okay, how do I make it work? I found a way to get to a nearby lodge, use their Wi-Fi, and came back and hung out with my friends for the rest of the day. In New York, same thing. I couldn't always do it in the morning. I was hanging out with my stepdaughter. We went on walks. We would do our whole thing. I'd come back. I'm like, I'm going to do a video. Even though I'm tired, I'm drained. It was hot and humid all day. I'm going to take a beat in the hotel, and I'm going to go down into the lobby or wherever, and I'm going to film this video. It was never a question of if. It was just how. How do I make it happen? What are the possibilities that are existing right now? Because I was so committed. I had already decided. But the times in my life that I haven't fully shown up is because I hadn't fully decided because of my fear. I was sort of teetering, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of playing it safe. I wasn't all in. Like before, when I would say I'm going to make social media videos, I was very inconsistent because I had never really decided. I was like, oh, I want to make videos. That was the language I used with myself. I'm trying to. I'm going to do that. I want to do that. You know, that's something that, I'd like to get around to doing. Listen to that language versus like, I'm doing that. I decided that. Same thing for like my aspirations for like public speaking. I'd be like, oh yeah, I want to be a public speaker. I'm trying to do that. You know, I'm going to do that. Versus I am doing it. And you know what? One step further, I am a speaker. Owning that identity, really owning it and saying I already am that, because that completely changes the point of view in which you operate from. Like you can even do it with yourself right now. It's like say I'm trying to be whatever it is you're trying to be versus saying I am, and notice the energy shift. Like I am a speaker. Have I spoken at the level that I eventually want to be at? Not yet. But have I spoken at events in front of people? Yes, I have. I've held a room for sure. So I'm a speaker. It's the same thing. If you're wanting to, like, I'm trying to do a podcast versus like, I'm a podcaster. Like, just decide it. But the reason we're not deciding it is because there's this fear. There's this fear of owning that identity, because once you've owned it, now you've really got to do the work and take the action that is aligned with that identity. And then we're scared, because if we do that, then what if we find out that our worst fears about ourselves, that we weren't good enough, that our ideas weren't like received in the way that we wanted them to, or that no one was buying our products and services? What if that comes true? What if we find out for real, like, what I'm actually not good enough? What if they do judge me? What if people do laugh and make fun of me, and my family talks about me behind my back, and my friends? So it's so much easier and safer to stay in this place of like, I'm trying to be. I'm gonna be. I'm working on that. It's a much safer place to live. What got me really thinking about that was when I was at the gym, and I was like, man, I have had such an athlete's mindset for my whole life. I didn't sit there and think about, but what if I fail? And what if everyone's watching me? And, what does this mean about me if I fail? I didn't think about any of that. I just did the reps. And I was like, why do I have such an athlete's mindset when it comes to that? And now as I've reflected on in so many other areas of my life, but when it comes to career, I don't give myself that same freedom. I haven't owned, I hadn't up until now owned that I am a speaker, and I decided that I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like truly, truly all in, both my feet, not one toe out, not even a single toe, not even a pinky. And I realized, what's hard about this sometimes is like, for example, in fitness, the stakes feel lower, right? Like not a lot of people are watching me, no one, maybe some people might see me at the gym flipping myself upside down. Like, what the heck is she doing? But no one's really watching. I could fail solo without an audience. In career, that fear of judgment and that rejection, being seen, maybe failing, and being seen even just trying, that makes deciding and doing the thing a lot riskier and a lot scarier. But the truth of the matter is the reps work the same way. The mindset works the same way. Whether it's doing a handstand or pitching myself to events, the rep is the rep. Like, it has to be done, whether it's a workout or an outreach email. Like, I was throwing myself upside down without worrying about what it meant if I fell. What changes if I brought that same energy to my career? And I think that that's what's been missing. And that's what I've sort of sparked in me this week. And I realized, because when I start to say, I am a speaker, I am a podcaster, I am a content creator. Not I'm trying, I'm going to be, I'm working towards, when I truly own it. Now I'm operating from that perspective. Like, now I am a speaker who's practicing, learning, and growing from that lens. Not from the person who's saying I'm trying to be. Because if I always say I'm trying to be or I'm becoming, then that's me over here. And that version that I want to be is over there. There's always going to be a gap because I'm always working towards it. What a difference in energy. And when I say I am it, and not only a difference in energy, a difference in my conviction. Like, when I say I am, I notice that difference in me, in my body, in how I carry myself, in my tone, and in the belief that I have. And that creates positive action and momentum. Whatever follows after I am, that's the belief that you have about yourself. And your beliefs will always dictate your actions, whether good or bad. And if you can even start to say, I am, and believe it in the smallest ways, like for me, like I said, like I'm not at the level that I want to be at, but have I at least done one event? Can I at least say, yeah, I'm a speaker then that way? Yeah, that builds some conviction in me. Or if you want a podcast, did you at least record one podcast? You're a podcaster. Have you created content? You're a content creator. Like, if you can start to just shift that thinking around how you talk to yourself and how you see yourself, then you will change the way you behave. And through that, build evidence. You accumulate now more evidence that you are that identity. And then that reinforces your self-belief. And then what do you think's possible after that? If you actually believe I am, and you come from that conviction and you have that trust, it's like, oh, it's just who I am. The doing follows the being. But first, what it is deciding. Like, day 1 Maggie of the challenge, she had commitment. And day 70 Maggie has 69 days of evidence. And that's a different feeling. But even after, like, I could even say even after 2-3 days, I had evidence, right? And it was fortifying. It was growing stronger and stronger and stronger up until this point. So why haven't you fully decided yet? Ask yourself that. And where is it? Where is it in your life that you haven't decided yet that you want that thing? You want it. And the gap right now is between wanting and deciding. Like for me, it's been around outreach. Oh man, I could say that I want to be a speaker. I am a speaker, and I do say that. For me, the gap has been like, have I actually decided when it comes to outreach? Am I going to be an outreach queen? Yeah, hell yeah, I am. I'm putting it right now. I decided. I am deciding. I am going to book more speaking gigs. I'm going to do the reps. Oh, whoa, I just caught that. I'm going to. I'm doing the reps. That's it. Like I am taking on that identity. I'm a speaker who gets gigs, who pitches herself, who follows up and shows up even when no one responds. That's it. Boom, right here. That's it. And I'm going to clip this so I can rewatch it over and over again. I'm not above you. I'm with you. We're doing this, Like it is decided. I've been treating it like something I should do. And something I get to do, like, when I'm productive enough, when I've allotted the time and it makes sense. No. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm treating it like I have the challenge. Hold me to it. The commitment is the rep. The decision is made. It's not about even the outcome. I can't control the outcome. I can control the decision and the effort. I can control following up, reaching out, repeating. And that's it. It is decided. Because here's the thing that I know about myself. When I decide something, I am unstoppable. And I've known it for years. The 90 days of this challenge did not create that. It just reminded me of that. And now the question is, where else do I get to apply that? Where do you get to apply that for yourself? Where are you still wanting instead of deciding? Where are you still renegotiating something that you've said matters to you? And if you are having a hard time believing that you are the type of person that acts, that follows through, that does, I'm going to challenge you to look for evidence in places where it's already there. Where in your life did you learn something? Did you say, I'm going to do that? And you put in some reps and you did it. You said, hey, I'm going to learn some Spanish. And you did some Duolingo streaks. Maybe it lasted like 14 days, whatever. You did that. That's evidence. I don't care how small it is. Like, you've got to find those examples for yourself to start to build the belief, to work towards that. And know that you are the kind of person who does that can and does decide, who shows up, who does the reps even when it's hard. And it's pretty exciting because as you step into that and you start to know that about yourself, that you are someone who decides and goes after it, regardless of the outcome. I haven't always been successful at the things I decided I was going to do. That's not what we're talking about. We're deciding about the identity of someone who says, I'm going to do it and does it. The cool part is, like, once you know that about yourself, you can apply that to every area of your life. And that's the kind of self-trust that is priceless.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If this episode hit home, spread the love. Maybe share it with a friend or drop a comment. I'd love to know what landed for you. And remember, your voice matters. Whatever you're holding back, say it anyway.